So, part 2 of the mobility scooter go-kart build. So far, we've done pretty much nothing.
Okay, and today we're gonna since we already have the frame stripped down, we're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna extend the frame, and we're also gonna find a solution to our battery problems.
Hopefully.
Because right now we don't have any batteries. Okay, so we have these 3 batteries. Two of them came with the scooter, these 2, and they're like dead. We tried charging them. They don't hold power well. Same with this one, doesn't hold power well. But this one didn't come with the scooter. So now we're going to try to look for batteries, and hopefully we find one that works.
So the plan at the moment is to use this long piece of angle iron and this square steel tubing to create support for when we cut the frame in half. Because we can't really use air. It's not that strong. But basically this tubing is a little bit bigger than the size we have for our original frame. So we're gonna hopefully try using some spacers to get it to fit better. And we're also gonna be deleting this like rear suspension type system and putting some angle iron on these rear struts so that we can get a much stiffer chassis.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So, we got all our pieces of metal cut up, and now we're ready to combine the chassis back together. We're going to go for a 15-inch increase from one side to the other for the length of the chassis, and we're also going to try and delete this rear suspension part because this whole thing is really heavy and does pretty much nothing. So we're going to put another 2 small pieces right in the back to hopefully make our chassis better. So, we finished the first part of the chassis bracing. We used 2 nuts, one horizontally and one vertically on all 4 corners of the chassis. And so far, you know, it holds up pretty good.
Let me show. Okay.
So far,
Pretty good. Stop.
it holds up pretty darn good. Quite happy with it. We still have the 2 pieces of angle iron to put straight down the middle.
Like this.
Should look a little something like that after we're done.
Or do you want to do it?
Or underneath. We still haven't figured that part out.
Okay, and
Yeah, and that's pretty much about it for now. We'll cut back once we have the 2 pieces of angle iron back in. So this is our progress so far. We've bolted in the angle iron into the middle section, and it's getting a bit late, so tomorrow we're going to finish up this part by putting the angle iron to the back parts to get rid of this just useless heavy suspension system that they have. It used to be for the chair, so we don't really need it anymore.
yeah, we're making it lighter. It's also technically a little lighter because there's a little rust on it. You know? Rust is even lighter than carbon fiber, by the way. Yeah.
That's going to be it for now. We'll catch up tomorrow. And so, back next day, we're going to start cutting up exactly what we said we were going to cut up.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make the back of the chassis rigid, because now it's like all floppy and stuff, see? Because we took off the suspension. It's loose now. Cut to that clip. Okay, so right now, the piece of angle iron that we put on the go-kart is slightly out of touch with the piece of metal. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a blowtorch and like bend it and see if that helps. Okay. Go.
This is very, very bodged. Very, very, very bodged.
Okay. Go.
Let's go!
Get out of the very scary. Wait, can't smoke.
But by the way, disclaimer, please don't do this at home.
Oh yeah,
We're professional
don't try this.
idiots.
Yeah.
Professional idiots. It's a very high tier. Trust me.
If
I didn't make it up.
Yeah, if you do this, you could get severely hurt. Don't use a flamethrower, especially indoors.
Blowtorch, done.
Blowtorch. Dude, same thing.
Same thing, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, on to the next side.
Okay, so we're gonna do the same with the blowtorch on the other side. So, yeah.
We're gonna cut some spacers first.
Oh yeah, we should put spacers.
Yeah.
By the way, we use these thin,
like aluminum plates.
Thin aluminum like plates that have this sticky thing on the side for spacers.
Definitely not flammable.
They work really well. Okay, they're probably flammable. But you shouldn't even be using a blowtorch. Kind of warm.
So now we're going to start drilling the holes for these braces. That last part was a little bit sketchy. It's not really the most flush fit, but I think it should be fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
No, it's going to be fine. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. So, angle iron is officially in on both sides. Sorry that it's a mess. We were messing around with the electronics earlier today.
And to prove to you that it really is strong, and to prove to you that it really is strong, show them how. Still holding up. Watch. So yeah, it's pretty strong.
We'll get more footage next time of us actually jumping on it to see how strong it is. But it's a bit of a mess on there right now.
That will be in like part 3, because this is basically. Like part 2 is basically done for now. All we need the next scene will be talking about the battery problem, but the actual chassis part is pretty much done. Oh, and yeah.
So thanks to YouTube, we found the solution to our battery problem. It's all thanks to this very high-tech, expensive, rare liquid called distilled water.
Distilled water.
Distilled water. So the plan is to put water into all the terminals and refill them back up so the battery takes charge again. Hopefully it works and all those people on YouTube didn't lie. But for the sake of argument, let's say that they're all saying the truth, and it works.
Okay. I'll do it on the other one, because I see everything. That's wrong. Okay, so what we're doing right now is called battery rejuvenation. and we're basically taking distilled water, or even rainwater works fine, and we're putting it into the battery, so that the battery takes charge. Since right now they're pretty dry, and they recommend that you do this every 4 years or so. Crazy? No. What does it taste like?
You know when you leave water in the car for like super long, and it gets really hot?
Where's my straw?
It tastes like that.
Oh yeah, it has no taste.
That's so weird. Okay.
It's actually pretty similar to water. I don't see much.
It
of it.
has no flavor whatsoever, actually.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't taste like water anymore. I don't know how to explain it.
How deep are these cells?
I have no idea. Gonna take a minute.
I think it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah, we'll get back when we finish this. It's gonna take a while.
Okay, so now we have both batteries completely filled with water up to the top of the reservoir, and we're just gonna cap them off now.
Hopefully this works, because it took way too long to fill up.
Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in too.
We ended up using a bigger syringe, obviously. But even then, it just took forever. We tried hard enough to not get any dirt in there, because that can kind of compromise your whole battery.
Okay, now once you have them all capped off, you could like stick the tops on. I don't know, like hot glue or super glue or something, whatever you want, really. Yeah, and now we're gonna charge them and see what happens after a while. Okay, now we have a battery plugged in, and hopefully it'll charge. We don't know if it's charging, and we'll update. We'll give an update in a bit.
We gotta find out if it's on first, really.
Ha! It's on. It's on.
It's on. So about the battery problem, it seems to be working. Because we have them hooked up on the charger and we tested them. Collectively they're holding about 8 volts. Which is only like not enough. We're supposed to be getting 24. But hopefully by tomorrow morning we'll reach like 18 or so. They are big batteries, 50 amp hours.
Oh yeah. And the other thing is, before the charger had a green light and now it has a yellow light, which means that it's charging. So that's also good news.
It's better than before, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
okay, so that's pretty much it for now. Next time we'll catch up on part 3 of the Go-Kart build, where we'll be finishing up the steering column and basically everything else that needs to be done, like the seat and everything. But that's the end of part 2. Sick outro.
you gotta have more oomph.
Okay.
Oomph.
Okay. You did that again?
No, sick outro. Just be like sick outro, you know? Oomph.
Sick outro.
No, more oomph.
Sick outro.
No, it's gotta come from your lungs. Just like,
Sick outro. How do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, whatever.